Hi everyone, myself Pandian, ECEB. My here about to mini project report. My team members is me, Gunasandha Reddy and Logit Reddy. Problem statement: the water level is full, nothing happens. Water level drops to reference prop alarm is triggered. Will start is triggered automatically turning on the water fill the tank. Once the water is fill stop is triggered and the system automatically stop the pump. The system reset and wait for the water levels to stop again. Depending on the manufacturer, some water level indicators will have three props. Will other might have as much as three water level indicator use a reference probe. Fill start probe and fill stop probe to manage water levels. Three probes works together to manage the water levels in your tank. Assessment plan, program outcome, or competences and performance indicator. So the diagram, program outcome, competences, performance indicator. Rubric for measuring competency, performance indicator, proficient, acceptable, need improvements. Evaluation, program outcome, performance indicator, performance. So the diagram, program outcome, performance indicator, level of performance, performance specific outcome, performance. So the table column, program outcome, level of performance. Index, title, introduction, literature survey, problem analysis, proposed solution, methodology, resources and techniques, solution, validation, uh, compliance with societal, health, safety, legal and cultural issues, comparability with environment and sustainability, compliance with professional ethics, conclusion and references. Introduction. What is water level indicator? Water level indicator definition. A water level indicator is a system that relays inform back to control panel to indicate whether a body of water has a height or low water level. Some water level indicates use a combination of prop sensor or float switches to sensor water levels. The water level indicator employs a simple mechanism to detect and indicate the water level in and over a tank or any other water container. Purpose of water level indicator. The purpose of water level indicator is a gauge and manage water level in a water tank. The control panel can be also can also be programmed to automatically turn on a water pump once levels get too low and refill the water back to adequate level. Literature survey. Even if the water can is empty beforehand, the water can provide a supplies water a specific time. The consumers may send warning to the water can supplier when the water level is low and empty to ensure the continuous availability of water. And due to global COVID-19 pandemic, the world is implementing the social distancing, which is crucial to avoid the transfer of coronavirus. As a result, this research study of developed a social distancing monitoring system by employing a ultrasonic sensor. The buzzer will notify the individual is they are not isolated. This paper deals with the process involved in the development of a system for automation of fossil fuel pump or filling a container. Generally, an operator should pay attention to the fluid container to avoid overflow. In this model, no operators are needed for managing the system, although automatic water level controller are already obtainable within market. This controller are not appropriate for this application as the electrode are in the direct contact with the liquid. For the petrochemical, which is primary based liquid, where contact with the electrode has to be avoided clearly. These western oysters are critical foundation species western waters, but due to combination of natural orthographic process, oyster abundance has declined. Restoring oyster reefs and monitoring restoring success often focus on oyster metrics, but relatively infrequently. Response of higher traffic level spaces and other products and the production of latest consistent ecosystem services are accounted for. For address this, we compare to response resistant refish refish guild to standard metrics of oyster restoration success using nets and genies. Natural and restored reefs were monitored over a 2 years period with mosquito legion. Florida, USA, and standard metrics are indicative restriction. Problem analysis. The drinking water crisis in as a reaching alarming proportions. It might very soon attain the nature of global crisis. Hence, it is utmost importance to preserve water for human beings. In many houses, there is unnecessary wastage of water due to overflow in overhead tanks. Automatic water level indicator and controller can provide a solution to this problem. The operation of water level controller works upon the fact water conducts electricity due to the presence of minor minerals within it. So water can be used to open or close a circuit as the water levels rises or fails. Different circuit in the controllers send different signals. These signals are used to switch on or switch off the motor pump as per as requirement. The total amount of water available on Earth has been estimated at 1.4 billion cubic kilometers, enough to cover the planet with a layer of about 3 kilometers. About 95% of Earth's water is the ocean, which is unfit for human consumption. So about 4 is locked the polar ice caps, and the rest 1% consists all freshwater water and, found in rivers, streams, and lakes, which is suitable for consumption. A study estimated that a person in India consumes on an average of 140 liters per day. The consumption would rise by 40% by the year of 2025. Signifies the need to preserve our freshwater resources. Wire are connected to the amplifier. In this project, we have DA signed to sense on the measure water up to 4 level 4 sequence of insulated conducting wires are used in a lake within a. We are connected with carbon rods. Carbon rods. The length of wire sequence are adjusted according to the water level within a resolver. A water level marker is a electronic circuit device that transfers the data back to control board to show whether a waterway has a high or low water level. Some water level markers usually is a mix of test sensors or changes to direct water levels. The reason for a water level pointer to is to measure and oversee water level in a water tank. The control board can likewise be customized to consequently turn on the water once levels get excessively low on top of the water back sufficient level. Remaining my team members is explain with you.
Proposed solution. The circuit consists of four sensing probes which are dipped in the wear tier to sense the level of the water. The probe, a connected common to the other tree, which should be bottom most part of the water tank. Also, it acts as the reference level. The probes B, C, and D are set as the minimum, middle, maximum level respectively. The circuit assembled on the general PCB and enclosed it casing the mountains in the inside home with the indicators LED point out of the box. A short length tree 18 swags copper 18 swags copper can be used in the saving props and for common sensor props. A bare copper wire can be used. Equipments, input voltage 6 voltage power supply is required. Transistors BC548C is general proposed silicon NPN bipolar junction transistor. It also used for the amplifiers and switching purposes. The current gain may vary between the 110 to 800. Maximum minimum DC current gain is 800. Water sensor 18 swags copper wire can be used. Sensing probes that can be placed in the water tank as the current required passing through the wire is nano amplifiers, but it is needed in the carbon rods. At the end of the wires can be used. The carbon rod should be thoroughly washed. LM7805. This is a 5-volt regulator used in the power up to the whole circuit. Buzz. Any 6-volt buzz will be work here. Methodology. Operation. The operation of the project is very simple and can be understood easily. In project water level indicator, there are three. Condition 1. Water not available when the tank is empty. There is no conductivity path between the 8 conductive probes and the common probes, which is connected to the 5-volt supply so that the transistor based emitter region will not be suffer basing voltage. Hence, it remains in cutoff region. Output across the collector will be VC approximately 4.2 volts. As in the case, the microcontroller is used in the active low region, which means it consider the 0 to 2 volts of the high and 3.3 to 5 volts of low. Now the output of the transistor, which is 4.2 approximately, will be considered as the low controller, and hence the default value given by the microcontroller to the 7 segment display is 1, which indicates as the tank is empty. Condition 2, intermediate level. Now as the water starts filling in the tank, a conductive path is established between the sensing probes and the common probes and our response corresponding transistor gets suffered basing at the base. The start conductivity, now the output will be VCE approximately, which is given in the microcontroller. Hence the microcontroller is the program as a proximity encoder, which is defected the high proper priority input displays corresponding water level in the 7 segment display. Condition 3, water full. When the tank becomes the full, the top level probes get the conductivity path through the water and corresponding transistor get into the condition, though whose output which given in the microcontroller. With the microcontroller, the level in the 7 segment display, but also the activity continues and can understand the tank is full and can switch off the motor and save the water. Resources and technologies. Water overflows is the common problem everyone faces in the eventual leads to the wastage of water. There are a lot of solutions to this problem, such as ball valves, etc., but you can also solve this problem using the light electronics. Here the tutorials of the simple handy DIY water level buzz circuit. It defects the level of the water, and buzzer produces the sound. The water reaches the preset level when the containers gets full. Multiism. Living gives user a taste of multiism. Allow users to make same stimulation technology used the academic institutions and industrial researchers today, and the use anywhere. Remaining will be continued by my team.
Solution. The basics need of human being is water, and it's one of the most important necessary for all living beings. But unfortunately, a huge amount of water is being wasted by uncontrolled, and due to our negligence. We try to overcome these problems and implemented an efficient automated water level and controlling system. Main intention of this research work is to establish a flexible, economical, and easy configurable system which can solve water losing problem. Validation, compliance with social issues, compliance with professional ethics. One of the main challenges in water management is to determine how the current water use can condition its availability to future generation and hence its sustainability. The study proposes the use of the water footprint indicator to access the environmental sustainability in water resources management at the river basin level. The current study presents the methodology developed and applies it to a case study. The methodology allows the assessment of the environmental sustainability of water management at different levels. Ex ante analysis of how the decisions made in water planning process affect sustainability. Sustainability assessment. The intent of an indicator is to access the current or past state of a system or program. In this case, we are focused on the state of water sustainability of the river basin and the institutions and programs managing water in the basin. The indicators in this report are intended to measure different aspects of water sustainability. Water sustainability is not a single concept, but rather based on a variety of concepts, each of which may provide a different viewpoint based on the content of its use. To assess the which aspect of water sustainability, each indicator will be useful to access. A water sustainability framework was developed that helps identify various aspects of sustainability related to water management. Sustainable resource management emphasizes the effect distribution of resources over a period of time based on equitable considerations across a variety of inter and intra-generational stakeholders, bearing in mind its economic implications and effect on ecological system. Conclusion. This paper was intended to design a sample and low-cost water level. This is not only for water tank but also used for oil level and chemical level. To design the system, we used transistor as a platform and local materials for low cost. We tried to design a system in such a way that components will be able to prevent the wastage of water. The whole system operates automatically, so it does not need any expert person to operate. It is not so expensive. The design has much more scope for future research and development. The LED, the LED blinks according to the level of water reaches to them and indicates the buzzing sound to stop pouring when it reaches its final limit. What you are what are you waiting for? Let's save water in a playful and knowledgeable way. Applications and uses. This circuit can be used to sense or detect water in tanks, washing machines, swimming pools, or other containers.